I started going to design school in the fall of 1991. I had a favorite teacher, Professor Nambeth, who taught couture draping and pattern making. She was a vivacious, elegant, no-nonsense, and expected nothing less than close to perfection kind of professor. She had no qualms about letting students know if they should consider changing majors, and definitely let us know if the fashion industry was, in reality, something that would chew us up and spit you out if you weren't willing to work for it. For our final project, she divided the class into groups of 6. We had to have our individual designs, but also present as a group, as if we were having a collection going down the runway. We had to collaborate, stay on task together, and make sure our individual designs were not only impeccable, but resonated as a group. It seemed random how she divided us up. It was a very large class. In my group, there was me, Puerto Rican and Filipino, a Vietnamese trans person, a straight white guy, a Puerto Rican girl from the South Bronx, a foreign girl from Thailand who only spoke very broken English, and another girl who was of mixed Afro-Cuban descent. We immediately got into the meat of the project, got to know each other even better, and immediately got into working tirelessly, aiming for a grade of 95 or above, except for one guy. He was pretty much content to kick back and contribute very little, and he didn't have much to say either. And as a group, we really felt the pressure of the 1 weak link, especially when the discerning eyes of Professor Nambeth were on us. We felt like the bottom of the barrel compared to the amazing collaborations the rest of the class seemed to be churning out. It was a lot of work just to push him to take it up a notch and contribute to the group more. Final presentation day came, and amazingly, we were relieved to get a 97. Professor Nambeth came over and quite sternly but quietly gathered us close together. She said, "It is no coincidence that I put you all in this group together. There are a couple of you who are very strong, a couple who are pretty good, and one who has skated by almost all semester. Let me tell you all something. Nambeth is my married name. My maiden name is Rivera. And I grew up in a poor immigrant Puerto Rican household in Spanish Harlem and started working at 10 years old as the eldest child to help put food on the table. My parents came here and didn't speak English, and despite putting myself through school, I got passed over time and time again for good opportunities because of racism. I could pass for white, but my name was a giveaway. It wasn't until I married and took my husband's name that how I was treated changed. I'm telling you this because for all of you except for one, you will have to work twice as hard for half as much money or accolades. If you are anything but white, the odds are against you in this industry. Immigrants, trans, women of color, you will struggle. I wanted you to all fight and push for what you deserved. The reality is that often you will work for someone white and they will benefit off your hard work, off your blood, sweat, and tears, because that is the systemic existence this country has always known. She then turned her attention to our white, straight cohort and ripped into him, explaining that his individual grade would mirror his efforts. She turned to those of us who were of Afro-Cuban descent, and she said in Spanish, "You will be at the very bottom of the ladder for your skin color and your last names. You hold your heads high, and if you want this, you fight. It is all we know how to do. And levante la raza, lift the race. You do it well, and you go in hard. This is how it's going to be from now on. Never accept anything less." With many hugs and tears, and she was not a hugger, I went forward in my schooling, adulthood, and career with a much different sense of self. I had no idea life was going to be that way, but I also had no idea that I had already been living my life that way, because that's how systemic racism works. Often those who are already living in that oppression don't even know it because it's such a way of life. It is ingrained. It's the air you breathe. You don't even realize you're breathing in something different than others around you daily. I had a fairly successful career and only lost out one job I ever interviewed for, and that was given to a girl with zero experience, fresh out of high school, because her uncle was the CEO of the company. But I had to fight for my standing every single time. I can say, despite setbacks and racist encounters, I am always immensely grateful to Professor Nambeth for her words that not only rang true, but gave me strength in the face of adversity. She gave me the insight to know that I can fight for what I deserve, even when others have the privilege of a different existence. Levante la raza, lift the human race, and when there are those who need the extra help, go in hard, lift them up, and never accept anything less. In embracing our brotherhood and lifting one another, we can only achieve great things. Yes, we all matter, but right now, Black lives are the ones who need the extra lift the most. From the rest of us, not to drown in the racist systems society has had in place for hundreds of years. In the words of Congressman John Lewis, do not get lost in a sea of despair. Be hopeful, be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, a week, a month, or a year. It is the struggle of a lifetime. Never, ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble, necessary trouble. Thank you. Of introducing a wonderful friend and neighbor, Dennis Yuri and Joan Henry, with a wonderful Indigenous performance to open our ceremony.
Sego, Nyawa, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here. And I'd like to open with a piece on a Native American flute that I wrote. It's called The Round Song. This piece of music is an honoring of Black Elk Speaks and Nicholas Black Elk, who said, I saw that the hoop of my people was one of many hoops that made one, and in the center stood one mighty flowering tree to shelter all the children of one mother and one father. This next piece I'd like to do on the big buffalo drum here. It's called Lakota Pitechikelo. The words means it's very difficult. It's very difficult for people living today to have the same priorities in their lives that Native people have had for so long, and that's taking care of the water and the animals and the plants and the air that we breathe. And so this song is saying that it's difficult for all of us to keep those things going. I'd like to dedicate this to my dad, who was born just about 3 blocks away from here in a house over by the Methodist Church, and was known as Ginseng John. And ever since I was a little kid, I spent all my time in these mountains hunting ginseng with him. And so I'll dedicate this song to him.
Nigida chichilki. Satana ne da godo. Kuhiga. Ni uwodu. Askaya garandari ale echelohi. Ale ni uwodu nigida. Yo ani yo wea. Kika ke dalone ke ganeke yonek. Nigida. Anadalado. Gesa. My name is John Henry. My traditional name is too hard to pronounce. And I'm welcoming you all to Indian country because that's what it originally is, as you know. And that gives us all a sacred place to be. It gives us all sacred ground to stand on. It gives us all common ground, color notwithstanding. It gives us all common ground. And so on behalf of the ancestors, we have the honor of welcoming everyone who's made this place, this Turtle Island, their home, with the prayer that one day all of the people who have come to call it home themselves will treat each other in a good way. And us too. Wouldn't be a bad idea. The song that Dennis and I want to offer you is a way of opening what happens here. In way in the back, if you can hear me, can you do this for me? I want to be sure y'all hear me. Wodu. What's that? That's real good. What you'll hear is it's a way of working that in every indigenous way I've discovered so far, they do what our people do, which is to start by acknowledging the powers around us, the things that sustain us in life, so that they pay attention to what's going to happen next. And so we are opening in this way, not just because people are doing land acknowledgements these days, or because there's a knowledge and a variety of feelings around making a home in indigenous country and then making it your home as well, and how that was done, no matter what the feelings are, no matter what the thoughts are. Those powers and that Mother Earth still sustain us. And if we can stand, my dedication today is the reason I have this shirt on instead of my fancy regalia. It's the reason I have this My Sisters Are Warriors shirt on. I'm dedicating this song today, this calling in of the powers, to help us call attention to the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls that exist in horrifying numbers, and that I stand for with my heart and my voice. I know we sit in the same place on that. So in their name, in the names of their spirits and those who have lost them and are grieving them, in the names of real dohi, real harmony coming back to us all in the world, if we work at it so that we can stay on Mother Earth and she doesn't have to toss us off and start over again, we are honored to give you this song, which my elders have told me is actually the words are actually quite ancient, and that it's been brought forward again through Dennis and myself so that people hear it in a sacred way, in a loving way. It's called the Chalagi prayer, one of any number of names, misnomers for Cherokee people, because we don't have an R in our language. And it just says it calls all of the things that are alive. Everything is alive. It calls the attention of Mother Earth to us. It calls the attention to Father Sky. Maybe they're reversed. Maybe it's Father Sky and Mother Earth. It calls the attention of all of the things around us, what we call the powers in the directions. Because, directions help you let you know where you are, right? It's a good idea to know where you are. And it thanks the grandparents. And most of all, if you only learn one word in another language, learn this word in Chalagi. Gali Eliga. You guys get that? Gali Eliga.
Gali Elega.
One more for the back room there. Gali Eliga.
Gali Elega.
Okay, Osta. It means I am grateful. I am thankful. If you're going to learn a word in a language, you might as well learn that one. So we're going to, just for a second, reach out with our hearts and acknowledge that we are seen by everything around us all the time, everything that lives and everything that sustains us, and acknowledge that we are not also seen, but that we are a part, because that's really the essence of this song. I thank you for listening. hari atanado ehiha ehiha eludi elisi ehiha ehiha Elohino echi loirada nutawa gohi asahi wada Kalilika Askaya Galuladi Adalado Hiuha Eduri Elisi
Yeah, well, thank you very much, everyone.
I live in West Shokan and East Harlem, and I'm the proud daughter of Taiwanese and Portuguese immigrants. Racism, thank you. Racism is a big part of what ails this country, and it's also a big part of what underlies our ongoing public health crisis. Solidarity is solidarity in the grief, the shared grief of the people we have lost. And it's also the solidarity of the action that comes from that grief. I think we can all ask ourselves, whatever skin color or colors we are, what can we do to change this country? What can we do to work against racist thinking and racist policy? And all of us do have power, even if it's a very small amount, or we think it's a very small amount. But I think we have to keep asking ourselves that question. And I'm going to try to ask myself that question. I have 3 poems here that I feel speak to this moment. The first 2 are by Black poets, Reuben Jackson and Claudia Rankine, and the last one I wrote this spring. For Trayvon Martin by Reuben Jackson. Instead of sleeping, I walk with him from the store. No Skittles, thank you. We do not talk much. Sneakers crossing the courtyard. Humid southern night. We shake hands and hug. Ancient stoic tenderness. I nod to the moon. I'm so old school, I hang till the latch clicks like an unloaded gun. These are excerpts from Claudia Rankine's poem, You Are in the Dark in the Car, from her book, Citizen. You are in the dark in the car, watching the black tarred street being swallowed by speed. He tells you his dean is making him hire a person of color when there are so many great writers out there. You think maybe this is an experiment and you are being tested or retroactively insulted, or you have done something that communicates this is an okay conversation to be having. Why do you feel okay saying this to me? You wish the light would turn red. When you arrive in your driveway and turn off the car, you remain behind the wheel another 10 minutes. You fear the night is being locked in and coded on a cellular level and want time to function as a power wash. Sitting there staring at the closed garage door, you are reminded that a friend once told you there exists a medical term, John Henryism, for people exposed to stresses stemming from racism. They achieve themselves to death trying to dodge the buildup of erasure. Sherman James, the researcher who came up with the term, claimed the physiological costs were high. You hope, by sitting in silence, you are bucking that trend. The new therapist specializes in trauma counseling. You have only ever spoken on the phone. Her house has a side gate that leads to a back entrance she uses for patients. You walk down a path bordered on both sides with deer grass and rosemary to the gate, which turns out to be locked. At the front door, the bell is a small round disc that you press firmly. When the door finally opens, the woman standing there yells at the top of her lungs, "Get away from my house! What are you doing in my yard?" It's as if a wounded Doberman Pinscher or a German Shepherd has gained the power of speech. And though you back up a few steps, you manage to tell her, "You have an appointment." "You have an appointment?" she spits back. Then she pauses. Everything pauses. "Oh," she says, followed by, oh, yes, that's right, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, so sorry." Breathing. I took some liberties with that poem, I have to say. I skipped around, but it's worth a read. Breathing. When we can be together again, we'll maybe lean in close. My heart will be there, listening to yours in the sparking air. It's hard to tell if that light-lit river is circling in or flowing out. Look at the violet on the edges of that sunset red. The sun has been here the whole time, hasn't it? Looking down on us. Now we get to feel the heat of each other's skin. A wonderful coolness is pooling around us. I could give you my sweater or rub my hands up and down your arms. You can see my heartbeat. I can see your eyelashes up and down. Our lungs will pull in the same air and hold it for a moment before we let out a quiet swirl of song. Thank you so much for listening to poetry, not something everybody does with such amazing attention as you all did.
Welcome, sir. That's my daughter, Ava, everybody. So like you said, my name is Winston Queen. I am the executive director of My Kingston Kids. It's a local organization down in Kingston, nonprofit for children, of course. But that's not what we're talking about today, right? Black Lives Matter. It was interesting. I wasn't told very early on that I was going to be speaking. My mother, if anybody has an MSN.com, my mother will send you emails there. I haven't had that thing, I don't know how long, but there was a lot of emails that went to MSN.com. So I just found out very recently that I was going to be speaking. And I do appreciate Phoenicia. I heard there was a little bit of kickback to have this today. So I do appreciate you guys putting in the effort to do it, because this stuff is important. This is kind of an awakening moment, I guess. I was thinking about what Black Lives Matter means to me. And I mean, I'm 39 years old. Black lives have mattered for at least 39 years for me. So I was kind of wondering what sparked, what changed that made all this possible. You know, it's like I heard George Floyd's name yesterday at a Increase the Peace rally that I have to go to. See, I have to do things. I got to do an accountability for certain people, and then I got to go back into my own neighborhood and do accountability there too, because there's accountability across the board. I do realize that Black Lives Matter was a lack of accountability movement, but if police stopped killing people today, we would still have a problem in our communities. It's not necessarily a police problem. Police are part of that systemic racism, that system that just continuously just runs almost on its own now. It didn't have to be that way. Now you have black people arguing with black people about what racism really is, and that's exactly what racism is. It'll have you confused. It'll have you arguing with your friends. I mean, my wife is here somewhere taking my son to the bathroom, but it'll have white families arguing with each other over what's right and what's wrong. And that's very telling. I'm kind of upset that my friend with the American flag is not with me anymore. I did see him earlier, but I challenge that rhetoric that there is liberty and justice for all. I think we all know what the all means. And when liberty and justice for all, they were not talking about black people. They just, united we stand. United. It's interesting, that word United States, and I can't find one really that's truly united. I'm very appreciative. I really am appreciative of everyone that I see out, even my friends over there. It was interesting. I've been to a lot of different protests, a lot of different rallies, and of course, you know that All Lives have their rallies, the Blue Lives have their rallies, and we don't seem to bother those rallies. We let them do their thing, but it seems like all the protests, all the rallies for the BLM, we get surrounded almost. But that was okay. They're in the shade, they're having water, they're calm. That's what we want. We need them calm, because when it's not calm, that's when they start to fear for their lives, and that's when there's a problem for all. So I'm not going to get out here too much. It's not really about me today. It's about these children, and I see a lot of it. These kids are no longer seen and not heard. They're speaking out, and I'm appreciative for that. I come from the whole generation of you will be seen and not heard, and I'm so happy that these kids have decided that's not how they're going to live their lives. These kids are 16, 17 years old, and they're fed up, and they should be, because their friends. I mean, I have a 12-year-old niece who was my 5-year-old nephew a few years ago. Things have changed. And when I look around and I see the amount of people, different groups who feel that their lives don't matter, that's why I'll never say all lives matter. Has nothing to do with black lives, has nothing to do with that. I know too many people who can come up on this stage right now and say that they feel their life doesn't matter. And if that's the case, then I think we should agree that all lives can't matter if we have too many people saying that they feel they don't. And that needs to be addressed all across the board. So as long as these children are still coming up and they still have great ideas, And, you know, it's like I said, I'm the executive director of an organization that deals directly with children. And the ideas that they have, I have hope, whereas maybe 10, 15 years ago, the hope seemed bleak. But I have hope now. And then when anybody that tells me now that there is no hope, that these things just happen, and I can't do that. I don't move the way I do because I feel things just happen and that there can't be no change. I can't deal with that. So I let those people who their job is to focus on the problem, because we all have a role, we all can play a part in this role. Those people focus on the problem. I can't do that. I'm going to focus on the solution, and I'm going to rock with those who do. I'm not really a problem. My wife will tell you I'm pessimistic, and I do that for psychological reasons. I always feel the worst could happen, and if it does, I was prepared for it. And if it doesn't, then I get excited that it didn't. It's weird how that works. But like I said, I do appreciate everybody coming out today. I did bring somebody with me who I've known for that same 39 years. But she's been portraying Sojourner Truth since 1999 with the Ain't I a Woman speech. Those who don't really know, and I didn't realize how many people didn't realize or know who Sojourner Truth was. She walked a lot. And in her travels, she met a lot of different people. And she just wanted justice. And that's weird because she wanted justice for all. And I don't think she was able to achieve. But she wanted it. And I mean, as I look around, I see kids and black and white children playing with kids. And then my kids are, I say multicultural. I don't do biracial because it's weird to say that. You know, if you want to teach somebody one race, then it's weird to say that your kids are two races because one of those races are human and then the other one is what. So I don't say biracial, I say multicultural because I have my culture, my wife has hers, her grandparents have theirs. So my children are multicultural. We're not biracial. I don't deal with the biracial thing. But this woman here has been behind my side for my entire life. I am the reason, or she's the reason that I am here on this planet, not here today. I'm the reason she's here today. Miss Deborah Zuhl. She has been playing, like I said, Sojourner Truth since 1999, and it's been fabulous. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever been down to the Hurley, down in Hurley, New York, where they do Stonehouse Day, and of course this was like the first year they had to cancel because of COVID-19. And I see everybody with their mask on. That's nice too. So let's hear some words from Miss Deborah Zuhl. Let's get me out of this heat. Thank you, everybody.
21 years of playing Isabella Bonefree, who in her travels and spirit became Sojourner Truth. Make no mistake, Sojourner Truth was born in Hurley, New York. And playing her, sometimes I don't know Deborah from Sojourner at times, and I have to be reminded by my son how I'm speaking. So here I am, and this is my granddaughter, Ava, and I say greetings to all this evening. I was asked some questions, and I took two of those questions from what I was given by a journalist, Sophia. And I'll say today we come together as one voice to begin to make America great by truly living the words of the Constitution when it reads that all men are created equal. We tire of hearing the saying, all lives matter. No one disagrees with that. But that cannot be said until you fix what has been broken for hundreds of years. The reason we are here today. Our ancestors died so that we might live life and live it to the fullest as free men and women. And we must continue to carry the torch of freedom. I believe that protests are necessary to bring about change. You cannot sit on the sidelines grumbling about how things are and not get up and make your voice heard. Protests come in the way of voting. You may not like either candidate, but no vote is a vote that counts for the worst of the two. Amen. To the young activists who are within the sound of my voice, stand even when you are alone. Stand when the opposition seems strong, and above all else, pray. Sojourner, in her extensive travels, carried a large banner that read, "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof." It does my heart glad to see protests happening all over the world. Different folk coming together to begin righting the wrongs done to people of color. My hope is for changes to come so that you can, at long last, have equality that has long been fought for. Be safe, be aware of your surroundings, and most of all, be smart. Don't give reasons to distractions, thus getting off the main menu. Stay alive. Thank you, and God bless.
And I would like to now introduce wonderful Kingston artist, Priscilla DeConti. Just FYI, she has some beautiful artwork for sale in the back by the tables, if you want to take a look. Thank you very much and welcome, Priscilla.
As I told, well, first of all, let me say I'm giving honor to God who has me here today. He's the leader of my life, and I praise him for all that he does. I want to thank Deborah for that wonderful saying that she had. I agree with everything that she had to say today. I am not a speaker, and I'm a little nervous, so just bear with me. Black lives do matter, as all lives do. But I'm so happy to see that people are taking up the cause to work to make the world a better place. Not only in the Black lives, but in every life that comes along. Because once you make Black lives matter, you make all lives matter, and you make it all better. I'm here to, thank you. I'm here today just to talk a little bit about my artwork and how it came to be. Back in February, I wanted to do something special for Black History Month. And I started doing some silhouettes of Black women. You probably can't see it too much here, but of Black women with these fabulous headdresses on. So I did some little research on where these headdresses came from. And they came from different, They came from different tribes throughout Africa to signify what tribes they came from. But it also signified, the time of what they were going through, whether it was a happy time like a wedding or a celebration, or even it was a funeral or something else like that. These headdresses would be elaborate or made determined on what the type of situation they were in. They represent us as Black people who can do creative things that sometimes we get pushed aside because they think we're not creative, or we ourselves don't give ourselves a chance to be creative. But we have a lot of history about being creative and making things for ourselves and for other people. Basically, that's pretty much what I wanted to just say today. Just to, remember that Black lives do matter, and that Blacks can be just as creative as anybody else, and don't sell yourself short that you can't. And also, one thing that Deborah did mention that is really important, voting. If we don't get out and vote, we are saying we want more of what's going on in this country today. Thank you very much and have a blessed day.
I wasn't surprised they were friends. But now that I've discovered them and you've discovered them, let's hear their words. Thank you, guys. We'll be in touch. All right, and next up, someone a lot of you I think know. And with no further ado, I'll introduce Mr. Robert Burke Warren.
Black lives!
It matter!
I say black lives, you say matter. Black lives!
Matter!
Black lives! Matter! All right, y'all. It's great to see everyone out here. I really appreciate everyone coming out, and I do mean everyone. Now, I love it that we all get together today on this Sunday. And when I do what I do, a lot of times I reach out to my neighborhood, and today that's you. Actually, every day that's you, to help me out. So just be aware I'm going to be calling on you to raise your voices again. Black lives! Matter! Black lives! Matter! And your outside voices. Here we go. Black lives! Matter! Thank you. Now it is Sunday, so I'd like to bring you a reading from the book of Zimmerman. But if things don't get better, you know he will. All man has invented his doom. The first step was touching the moon. There's a woman on my block. She just sits there as the night grows still. She says, who's gonna take away his license to kill? Who's gonna take away his license to kill? Now they take him, and they teach him, and they groom him for life. They set him on a path where he's bound to get ill. Oh, they cover him with stars, sell his body like they do used cars. But there's a woman on my block. She just sits there facing the hill. She says, who's gonna take away his license to kill? Now he's hell-bent on destruction. He's afraid and confused. and his brain has been mismanaged with great skill. Oh, and all he sees are with his eyes, and his eyes, they just tell him lies. But there's a woman on my block. She just sits there in the growing chill. She says, who's gonna take away his license to kill? You may be heartbreak a dream, make a soul shake a noise, make a leave no stone unturned. You may be an actor in a plot, that may be all that you've got until you're ever, you finally learn. Now he worships at an altar of a stagnant pool, and when he sees his reflection, he's fulfilled. Oh, man is opposed to fair play. He wants it all, he wants it his way. But there's a woman on my block. She just sits there in the growing chill. She says, who's gonna take away his license to kill? She says, who's gonna take away his license to kill? She says, who's gonna take away his license to kill? Thank you. So in 1931, a woman named Florence Reese, living in Harlan County, Kentucky, she wrote this song. She used the melody of an old Baptist hymn. It's been rewritten many times over the years. It began as a labor song. This is the one I'm going to need your help on. I changed the words a little bit, but I think you'd all know the chorus. It goes like this. James, ladies and gentlemen, please give him a big round of applause. He's been putting this whole thing together. And John over there on the sound. Everybody. Francine Reese wrote this when mine owners broke into her house and terrorized her and her kids because her husband dared to speak out against unsafe labor practices. Francine Reese. Which side are you on? 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 Yes, her name is Breonna Taylor, and his name is George Floyd. Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, say their names, make some noise, everybody. Which side are you on? Sing with me now. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Now we never said the word only. Now we never use that word. But we gotta say Black Lives Matter. Those words need to be heard. Everybody, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Yeah, which side are you on? This is our peaceful vigil. Place our flag right here till everyone underneath the sun can walk the streets without fear. Let me hear you say now. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? A little louder, please. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? All right. We stand on stolen land. We live on borrowed time. But no one can take these words from us. They're yours, hers, his, and mine. Everybody. Which side are you on? 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 Yes. We never said the word only. No, we never use that word, but we Gotta say Black Lives Matter. Those words need to be heard. I say black lives, you say matter. Black lives, black lives. I say black lives, you say matter. Black lives, black lives. I say black lives, you say matter. Black lives, black lives. Last time, here we go, everybody. Let's make sure they can hear us in Mount Tripper. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Thanks, neighbors. Thanks, everybody. Am I taking requests? Now, blowing in a wind is a downer. Prince. No, there's kids here. I can't play Prince. What if I play one that I wrote? How about that? Thank you. One more for you? One more for me. This is a song I wrote for kids. Technically for kids, but for kids and their parents, which I guess means everyone. This is called Connected. Now when I was born, it was me, me, me. My own fingers and toes were all I could see. Now I'm learning to look closely, and I see we're all connected. Now the microscopes and the telescopes and the scientists in their long white coats believe in what the sages wrote. As we hoped, we're all connected. Every atom in me is calling to you to listen and see. You're connected to me. Now my neighborhood is this whole land, from a far distant star to where I stand. And I don't need to hold your hand to understand we're all connected. Every atom in me is calling to you to listen and see. You're connected to me. Every atom in me is calling to you to listen and see. You're connected to me. Now when I was born, it was me, me, me. My own fingers and toes were all I could see. Now I'm learning to look closely, and I see we're all connected. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. See you around.
Thank you, Robert. Good. So next up, not the way it said on the schedule, But as you know, we've been changing things as we go a bit. But we have a very special guest next, Mr. Drew Andrews, who is the founder and director, I believe, of the Center for Creative Education. Yeah. And any donations you'd like to make will go to the CCE. All right, so I've invited him along. I'm lucky enough to be associated with Drew as one of his DXL coaches. Yes. And here's Drew.
Okay. Thank you, Marianne. I want to give a big shout out to Marianne and Daphne. Give it up for them for organizing this whole thing. Yes, you're not going to creep on the side. So, you know, I am a mover and shaker, so I think everyone here want to contribute what's within their heart. So I like to contribute movement. So in a few minutes, I'm going to ask you all to get up and move with me, because that's just what I do. Everybody has a way to kind of bring joy to everyone's life. So again, my name is Drew, the Executive Director of the Center for Creative Education out of Kingston, New York. We are a nonprofit arts organization that offers classes in all types of art forms, in dance, in drumming, in music, in theater, in spoken word. We do a little of everything. But what's most important is the core that we're based around. I wore my SEL, social emotional learning, because I think that's something that we're forgetting in school and in education. We're forgetting that in connecting, thank you, with our kids, it all starts from the basis. We need them to be happy. We need them to be healthy. And then we need to teach them in creative ways. Kind of a new form of education is what CCE is based around. I do a lot of work here in Phoenicia. I've been working, I think, I think almost 10 years in Phoenicia Elementary School. So, and I love all the kids and I love the families. We always have a project-based programming, which is what I consider to be the test, you know, at the end. So we work from, let's say, Monday to Friday, and Friday the kids put on a huge performance. So I think I have some of you that have taken class with us, and some of you parents and or grandparents or community members probably witness like the pride and the confidence that young people build by connecting to something that's within their heart. Okay, so I mean, I think this is very important. It's what we do at CCE. Our whole basis around teaching is around social emotional learning. And, you know, come out to Kingston. We have a new location opening up, 16 Cedar Street. It's a beautiful space, state of the art. Come check us out. We're not open yet, so don't go now, because you'll just be knocking on the door with no one inside. So, yeah, it's a great place. Guys, remember, let's stay connected. You know, there's a lot going on in the world. I don't like to kind of veer too much on a negative, because that's already being done. I like to do the opposite. I want to talk about hope. I want to talk about things that will bring us together. I want to have that discussion. I want to talk about incremental change. Just by seeing all of you sitting here, I know that there's change happening, and I'm one of those people that are extremely hopeful of our society and the things that we can do. We can change, we can make our community, we can make the U.S. even with the state that it's in, we can make it better. I can't think any other way, you understand? So I would ask you to also feel this way. Let's start to live in love and live in hope and start to do better, because when you know better, you do better. You understand? So incremental change, check what you do. If you work with people within the community, no matter who it is, work with love. Think about what you're doing, how you're coming across, and how you're being seen. So that's my little spiel. If you want to know more about CCE, the Center for Creative Education, please go to CCE, the number 4me.org, CCE4me.org. We accept everyone, not based on what they have or what they look like, but because they are human beings. You understand? So let's do that. Let's make a world that we want to live in, and let's start with the art. Okay, so if you guys want, get up. This is going to be nice and simple. Come on, Marianne. Come on. Daphne? Anybody else? Come on. Singer guy. Nice and easy. Okay, this is just a basic. This is Proud Mary. We were gonna do something to The World Is Love, but you know, I can't connect. Okay, good. Just do this, basic, nice and easy. Clap, clap, clap. Oh, I love this. Oh, yeah, you guys have been holding on to that energy. I see it. You're ready. Let's go. Hey, Tanya, give it up for Tanya. Always there with us. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Okay, we're not gonna do the one you know, so we're gonna do another one. Okay, watch this. You're good to go. Go to the back. Back it up. Back it up. 2 jumps. Up 1. Up 2. Shimmy down. Shimmy down 4. Shimmy up. That's it. And tap. And back. And tap. That's it. To the left. Go 1. To the right. Yeah, I see you. Back it up. Jump 2. Jump 1. Up 2. Up 2. Shimmy down. Rolling. Step front. Front. Back. Front. Again. Again. To the right. Back it up. Jump 2. Jump 2. Up 1. Shimmy down for 4. That's it. That's it. Now. Back. One more. Here we go. Side. To the side. Looking good. Back it up. Give me 2. Jump 1. Jump 2. Shimmy down. Rolling. Roll. You can sing, guys. It's okay to sing. Front. Back. Okay, I think you got it. Now we're going to clap. Clap it up. Okay, it's about to be on. It's about to go down. Okay, you ready? We're gonna tap first. Okay. You listen to your body. You keep a smile on your face. Here we go. Go. 1, 2, tap. 1, 2, back it up. Give me 2. Up 1. Shimmy. Down. Keep it small. Front. Back. Front. Here we go. Front, back, front, go! Back it up! Shimmy! Now, you gotta do it. Let's go! Go! Back it up! Up, 2, shimmy! Go! Rock it! Go. Now right here, freestyle! Tina! Easy! You gotta do one more! Go! Back! 2 up! Shimmy! Up, right. Thank you so much, guys! CCE! Thank you, guys!
Just want to take a minute. Thank you all for being here. Nice turnout. That was fun. I love you, Drew.
Love you too, Daphne.
Oh, there you are. Don't sneak out. So, I'm just going to say really briefly while we set up a little bit. I was really struck by something my friend Christina Varga, where you at? Christina posted something really strong that struck me today on Facebook.
And it was simply a fact.
It is a fact. Thank you. So, this is what it said. Well, I'm trying to pull it up. It's a little meme. White supremacy won't die until white people see it as a white issue they need to solve rather than a Black issue they need to empathize with. Yes. That's all there is to it. It's 110% true. So thank you for that. With that, I'm going to introduce Michaela Talley with Harvey Boyer. And I'm just going to let their music speak for themselves. Thank you very much for being here. And again, Michaela Tully and Harvey Boyer.
Hello, I'm going to just say a few words before we're going to do some songs. My name is Michaela Talley. I'm so glad everybody's here today. I believe that your presence here today affirms that Black lives do matter. Black Lives Matter, 3 words that mean so much. I believe that you being here today means that you have felt the same grief and frustration at so many lives taken needlessly and unjustifiably, and have come here today to show solidarity. When I witness all the support that I've seen on the news with all the protests and with everyone here today, it means a lot to me personally, because it reflects incredible change. I'd like to tell you a little about myself. I grew up in South Central Los Angeles in the 1960s and 70s, and by that time I knew no segregation in Los Angeles. But when my father was growing up in Los Angeles in the 1920s through the 50s, segregation and discrimination were widespread. His name was Manuel, and as a young man, he was drafted, but refused to go into a segregated military. As a conscientious objector, he was sent to federal prison, where he encountered segregation again. He went on a hunger strike to protest, which succeeded in desegregating the prison. When released, he began working with the Congress on Racial Equality, which was known as CORE. He toured and lectured, instructed, and organized nonviolent direct action tactics such as sit-ins and stand-ins, pickets, and boycotts. He met my mother, a white woman, who was also a civil rights activist. In the early 50s, they married, more than a decade before the 1967 Supreme Court Loving decision, which officially legalized interracial marriage in the United States, a right we take for granted nowadays. Throughout the 50s, he created and led other civil rights organizations, winning over 250 lawsuits to end discrimination in restaurants, hotels, motels, and gyms, swimming pools, and places of employment. In 1958, he was arrested while picketing a store because he didn't have his name on the leaflets he was distributing. He took his case, Talley versus California, all the way to the Supreme Court, which in 1960 ruled in his favor, reinforcing the First Amendment, freedom of speech. My father continued to work in civil rights and labor rights the rest of his life. By the time I grew up in the 60s and 70s, Los Angeles was a much different world than the LA my father grew up in. Overt segregation had been dismantled because of his efforts and the efforts of many others like him who worked for change. So this is a testament that change can happen. However, in the 60s, another issue in Los Angeles reached the boiling point with the Watts riots. That riot began as a response to frequent and persistent police brutality against African Americans. As a child, I remember seeing in the distance clouds of smoke rising up from the city. I understood the helplessness and frustration of our community, and it seemed that we were alone. I knew of no voices of support or discussion of change from the wider community. Fast forward to 2020, and I see that we are not alone. Peaceful protests have been happening all over the country with all races, all creeds, all religions, all continents, united because we don't need to be the same to share the belief that equality and justice are possible. All over the world, people have joined together to affirm that Black Lives Matter. Change is happening, and it's because people are willing to take a stand with peaceful protest and join together and demand change and make our votes count, create new laws and new ways of doing things. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today in solidarity and for saying with your presence that Black Lives Matter. Thank you. And as a mother, I'd like to do a few songs that kind of reflect my experience as a mother. Mother dear, may I go downtown instead of out to play, and join walk the streets of Birmingham in a freedom march today. No, baby, no, you may not go, for the dogs are fierce and wild, aren't good for a little child. But mother, I won't be alone. Other children will march with me and march the streets of Birmingham to make our country free. No, baby, no, you may not go, for I fear those guns will fire. Go and sing in the children's choir. But mother, I won't be alone. There are many who walk with me in all the cities of our land to make our country free. Yes, baby, go, and I will go with you. We will march the cities of our land to make our country free. Thank you. If I have a son, I'll teach him to be brave. 'Cause if I have a son, he's never really safe. And when you run to the corner store for a snack, I wanna know that you make it back home. Your skin, it glitters like gold. There's love inside of your soul. But no matter what you say, no matter what you do, this world won't always be as friendly to you. I wanna keep you close, I wanna keep you safe. I wanna see the day where I won't have to pray every time you go. Every time you go. And if I have a girl, I'll teach her to be strong. 'Cause even when you're right, they tell you that you're wrong. And when you're tucked safe in your bed at night, I want to know that you'll be alright, alright. Your skin, it glitters like gold. There's love inside your soul. But no matter what they say, no matter what you do, this world won't always be as friendly to you. I wanna keep you close, I wanna keep you safe. I hope I see the day when I won't have to pray every time you go. Every time you go. I saw a man lose his life because of the color of his skin. I hope the world makes a change, so when you get here it's not the same. Your skin, it glitters like gold. There's love inside your soul. But no matter what you say, no matter what you do, this world won't always be as friendly to you. I wanna keep you close, I wanna keep you safe. I hope I see the day when I won't have to pray every time you go. Every time you go. If I have a son, I'll teach him to be brave. 'Cause if I have a son, I hope you keep him safe. Thank you. I'm sure a lot of you probably all know. One thing I didn't know was that it was written as a protest song. Because when Marvin Gaye witnessed an episode of police brutality, that's what inspired the song "What's Going On." So that's what we're gonna do next. There's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Father, Father, there's no need to escalate. War is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Oh, picket lines and picket signs, don't punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Mother, mother, everybody thinks we're wrong. Oh, but who are they stand strong. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Oh, picket lines and picket signs don't punish me with brutality. Come on now, talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Thank you. Okay, so the last song we're going to do is an original song that I wrote. It's called One More Day. One more day, one more day, one more day, our nation cry. One more day, we're walking side by side. One more day, one more day. One more day, we'll sing a freedom song. Gonna make a change, gonna right the wrong. One more day, one more day. Yeah, 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 no, I know the road is steep, but it only makes us stronger. Every time we fall, we gotta try a little harder. We'll take one more step, time after time, 'cause we know that's the only way we'll make the climb. Hold on, one more hour. We gotta be strong for one more hour, 'cause when we're strong together, that's what gives us the power. One more hour, one more hour. Yeah, 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 no lies. The lies cause you confusion and they blind your sight. If we fall by the way, we got to fight for right. Honesty and truth are the voices of the light, there to guide us as we trod through the valley of the night. Hold on, keep holding on. I keep hanging on from dusk until dawn, 'cause holding on together, that's what makes us strong. Hold on, keep holding on. One more day, one more hour, one more step, that's what gives us the power. One more day, for justice we strive, gotta make a change for our world to thrive. One more day, one more day. Yeah, 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 no fear, I won't let fear stand in my way. I got to stand up for what Spirit wants for me every day. I looked into the mystic fire and it told me what to say, and it gave me a chance to chase the demons away. No more fear gone away, no more fear gone away, no more fear gone away, no more fear gone away. Only love here to stay, only love here to stay, only love here to stay, only love here to stay. And we got the power to make a change. We got the power of love. Together, keep on fighting. One more day, make a change. One more day, one more day. 'Cause Black Lives Matter. One more day, keep on fighting for love. One more day, one more step, one more hour, one more day, one more day. Thank you. So just really quick, I wanted to say I have a child who goes to Phoenicia Elementary. I have a child who goes to Bennett. And I'm really struck, especially at
Phoenicia, where you see all these kids. It's only kindergarten through 3rd grade. And you see all these children playing together, and it's a really interesting population of kids. It's a wide variety of backgrounds and races, and there's a bunch of them back there. If everybody would just turn and look at these kids. They are just happily playing together this whole time. They are content, they're thrilled to be with each other, they're running around barefoot. It's a beautiful thing. Let's just remember, racism is taught. These kids obviously have not been taught that, and that's how we should all be. We all have fallen into the traps of systemic racism. Let's remember the children and that this is the way that it should be. Just being happy together and enjoying each other and lifting each other up and celebrating our differences, because that's what's ultimately going to make us all stronger together. On that note, it's my pleasure to introduce James and Leo.
Hi, how's everyone doing tonight? I just wanted to give a wonderful thank you to our staff who have been here since 1 in the burning hot sun and set up everything. And also to Sophia, she's over there. She's been keeping everybody hydrated. So thank you.
Yeah, we'd also like to thank Klaus Bukele and Marianne De Palma and Sparrow and Violet and Daphne and Anna for all the time that they put in. And also Louise Brindis for making the stage with Klaus this morning. And don't forget Debbie at the reception desk. So thank you everybody for helping. I'm originally a farm boy from North Dakota. I grew up in a small rural area, and so I've had to do a lot of work on myself over the years, and I was reading this morning about the best thing that we can do about addressing racism is work on ourselves. So this song is by Nina Simone, and it was written in the late 60s, and in going through the lyrics and learning them, I felt comfortable that it was a good homework session for me every time I played it. I'm going to kind of play through it first. So this is a little bit of a passing of the baton as well, because I'm an old guy, an old white guy, and I'm going to pass it on to my Guatemalan daughter, Leo, for the second run through, and then she's going to do a song on her own. It would feel to be free. Well, I wish I could break all those chains holding me. Well, I wish I could say all the things I should like to say. Say them loud, say them clear, for the whole round world to hear. Well, I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. I remove all the bars that keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree that every man should be free. To give. Well, I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. Well, I wish I could do all the things that I can do. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. Well, I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. Well, I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know, yes, I'd sing, 'cause I know. Well, I'd sing, 'cause I know how it feels.
To be free, I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things I'd like to say. Say I'm loud, say I'm clear for the whole round world to hear. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the bars, they keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree that every man should be free. I wish I could give what I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. I wish I could do all the things that I can do. Though I'm way overdue, I'll be starting anew. I wish I could be like the bird in the sky. I'd soar to the sun and fly, and I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free. Okay, so I'm gonna say a few things, just make it short. But as my dad said, I'm Guatemalan. I was adopted from Guatemala. And I grew up very privileged and very lucky to have such a loving family and a mother who understood what it's like to stand out. She grew up through a very rough time, and she inspired me to be true to myself. And even when people don't realize what you're going through, that they still have the ability to learn and understand. And I always felt kind of lost, that I didn't fit in with some of my friends because my skin was too dark. And I always wondered, why wasn't I knowing my native language of Spanish, and did I not fit in there either? So I always felt like I was wandering and I was lost. And I found this song a couple years ago called The Wanderer's Lullaby. And it spoke to me, and I hope that these lyrics will speak to you. And if you feel lost, that even when you are, you will find something that will guide you back out of the thick woods that you are lost in, and you'll find your home and where you belong. Can you hear that? Okay. Wandering child of the earth, do you know just how much you're worth? You have walked this path since your birth. You were dead, stand for more. There are those who tell you you're on, they will try to silence your song, but right here is where you belong, so don't search anymore. You are the dawn of a new day that's waking, a masterpiece still in the making, the blue in an ocean of gray. You are right where you need to be, poised to inspire and to succeed. You'll look back and you'll realize one day, in your eyes there is doubt as you try to figure it out, but that's not what life is about, so have faith, there's a way. Though the world may try to define you, it can't take the light that's inside you, so don't you try to hide, let your fears fade away. You're the dawn of a new day that's waking, a masterpiece still in the making, the blue in an ocean of gray. You are right where you need to be, poised to inspire and to succeed. You'll look back and you'll realize one day, you are the dawn of a new day that's waking, a masterpiece still in the making, the blue in an ocean of gray. You are right where you need to be, poised to inspire and to succeed. You'll look back and you'll finally find your own way.
Poetic words from Sparrow.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here in my own town. This first poem, it's about a paradox in the Bible, if you ever read the Bible. In the book of Exodus, Moses speaks to Pharaoh and he says, "Let my people go." And then God hardens Pharaoh's heart. God tells Pharaoh to be cruel. God hardens Pharaoh's heart. It's a mysterious passage, but I have written a poem about it. It's called Testimonial. God hardened Pharaoh's heart, but God liquefied mine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hometown crowd. This is a poem about what it's like to be an activist, It's an activistic poem. I'm alone in my house being an activist. It's called Thursday. I lectured my furniture again. Thank you. This is going great. This is a poem. This is it's a poem all about politics. I'm reading my political poems. This is a poem called Political Doubt. Can a poem create community? Thank you. So this is another of my very political poems. This is really on the subject. I'm finally working my way to the subject of this event. It's called Black. I am white, but only outside. Inside, I am black. In fact, everyone is black inside unless they swallow a flashlight. Now I'm going to take a detour. I'm going to read a very Phoenician poem. It's called Strange Fact. My writing room was once an outhouse. Thank you. I'm sure this is true of many of you. So now I'm up to my finale. It's a song, and you can sing along if I can try to remember the tune. It's a political song I wrote. Oh yeah, I was going to read this other poem, explicating it. It's a poem called Racism Kills. It's a song called Racism Kills. It starts out being in French. That's the part you don't have to sing unless you're French. But then it's in English. That's the part you can sing along if you can figure out this very simplistic tune I have. So it's kind of about racism kills. I'm thinking really it's hard to have a war without racism, at least in my experience, my lifetime, the American wars. Well, anyway, I wrote a poem about it. It's called this: American Military History, 1950 to the present. Why don't we fight anyone white? Thank you. So this is the song you've all been waiting for. It's called Racism Kills. Remember, it starts in French. Le racisme tue, le racisme tue. Ce n'est pas la volonté de Dieu. On ne doit pas meurtrier, on ne doit pas meurtrier. Ce n'est pas la volonté de Dieu. Racism kills, it isn't God's will. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not kill. Racism kills, it isn't God's will. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not kill. You think you can sing that? Okay, the first line is racism kills. Racism kills. It isn't God's will. It isn't God's will. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. Let's do the whole verse. Oh, why not? Racism kills. It isn't God's will. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. Thank you, sir.
So, as we all know, we all hear the news, read the news, hear what some of our friends and neighbors and even family will say. When we talk about how Black Lives Matter, and somebody will say, invariably, Oh, but it was a $20 counterfeit bill. Oh, well, she was accused of shoplifting once. As if any of that matters. These are people, human beings, who were somebody's brother, son, mother, sister, niece, cousin, friend. It doesn't matter what anybody has done or not done, what they've been accused of. What matters is what they could have been, what their life could have achieved, what their life was in effect to those who loved them and knew them. It doesn't matter. Black lives matter. George Floyd, God bless. I'd like to think that his life was not in vain because it triggered this tsunami across the country in little towns and hamlets like ours and big cities. So we really want to take some time, 8 minutes and 46 seconds, to honor that and all the lives that were lost as well to police brutality and injustice everywhere. We'd like to take the 8 minutes and 46 seconds in a moment of silence.
We'd love for you to join us.
Please join us.
Wow, that's kind of a long time. And I don't know what everyone else was thinking, but, you know, what if that was any of you or any of your family calling for their life, unnecessarily being killed? If only someone had let up a little bit sooner.
Hi, my name is Klaus. So thanks very much for coming out. And I love the music, I love the poetry, I love Sparrow, but
Klaus built the stage, by the way.
But what really blew me away was the 8 minutes and 46 seconds. So I really want to echo what Marianne says, my wife. It's a long, long, long time for a life to dissipate. It's a long, long, long time to have a knee on your neck.
400 years, a long time to have the knee on your neck.
Yeah.
There you go, 400 years. Anyway, I don't really know what else to say. Just really thank you for coming. And hopefully for many of you, this will be a starting point. This whole thing has been an educational journey for me. I hope it is for you. Thanks very much.
Yeah, that was very moving to me, and I was very touched at how silent it was, that all of you had the respect to observe those minutes and seconds of silence. Thank you so much. So some of you, as some of you might know, I wrote for the Woodstock Times for many years, and I've always had like the ability to see both sides of an issue, and it's always been really hard for me to take a stand on anything because I could never quite make up my mind, and that's what made me a good journalist, because I could write kind of balanced articles and show both sides, and you know, but it also gave me the license not to stand up for anything. And I quit the paper in December, even though it was a great job. I just was getting tired of it. And so this is the first time that in my whole life really, that I've taken a stand on anything. And this is one situation. I mean, I can see both sides of this story. I think that there are people whose lives have been limited in such a way that racism makes sense to them, and it's hard for me to understand, but I think to them it just really does make sense. And that saddens me. But I also think that for so many years as white people of privilege, we take our privilege for granted, and you know, it's time for us to start looking at that and trying to take more responsibility for what happens to Black people in even like really micro ways. I think it's much more painful than most of us realize just in daily life for them. And so this is my chance in life to try to stand up for something. And I think we need to look around. There aren't a lot of people of color in our community, but we need to get to know them better and try to understand what's going on with them and be prepared to stand up if we're in a situation where we see them, you know, being slighted, even if it's a minor thing. You know how much it would mean to them to have someone say, hey, wait a minute, you're not quite seeing the situation right here. You know, you're not quite treating this person right. And I think we have to, you know, be conscious and try to take those steps. And I'm hoping that as a group, as a community, we can come together and start talking about these issues. And we've been, I don't know if I can mention this, we've been talking about starting a film series, starting with a film about John Lewis. And it hasn't firmed up yet, but we're going to keep posting. Maybe we'll keep the Black Lives Matter Vigil Facebook page open for a while, and you can come check there if you want to find out about events that we're going to do. And I'm hoping we can create more of a conversation, draw more people of color into our circle, and see what we can do, because, you know, it starts here. It just starts with our personal relationships and getting to know each other. Is that right?
Thanks, Violet. If someone else would like to speak to you, Nidhi and Lori, they're yogis, and do they have something to say?
Hi. I'm a yogi for many, many decades, lifetimes. So it really affected me, everything I've been seeing, George Floyd, all the other videos that are surfacing. And like someone said, it's been hundreds, thousands of years of this. And what's given me comfort is I chanted for him, you know, every day. And I chanted for anybody who passes away, is Akal. Akal, I'm sorry, I can't speak with this thing on. Akal means the great undying. When you chant Akal, you raise your energy field, creates a vortex around you, and gives them power. Gives them power to rise higher. They've all sacrificed their lives for a shift in this time, space, and dimension. This shift is happening. Look at all the beautiful people here all across the world. Protests everywhere. There's more good people than there's bad. There's a huge shift of compassion, and this is going to give all the souls that have sacrificed themselves for this shift the power to help us even more, to elevate more. So I'd like everyone to join me if they can. The mantra is Ka. And then as you do it, just see a whirlwind of white light in your heart go up. And then go up to all those horrific images you've seen. See those images being swirled in this white light to the Creator, to the central sun, and see this energy coming back down and giving us power to change. Power to change the politics, power to change the conversation, power to be compassionate, power to be tolerant. Give us the power. So, can everybody do it with me? So, put your hands, your left hand down into the earth if you can. Blessing the earth. Your right arm is up. Close your eyes. We now summon all the souls that have had to sacrifice their lives for the greater good. We now give them blessings. We now give them light. We now give them our greatest gratitude. Inhale. Exhale. Komatakuyasan. Thank you.
Well, before this gentleman comes up, I did mean to give a shout out to Mr. Jim Barber, who was here. Maybe he had to leave. No. Oh, he's still here. Ah, there you are. And he is a candidate for Senate, Democratic candidate for Senate. State Senate.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say, for a long time now, several years, I've been given in to despair, and it's really bummed me out. And when I come here today and I see the vibe here and what we all want, it just makes my heart grow fonder. And I know that we should not give in to despair. Among us, we have strength. We have goodness, spirituality. That's all. It's just, I'm glad I'm here. Thank you.
Alan, that was Alan. My husband Klaus had this wonderful idea, and so he built a stage. And of course, I do things like produce things like this, so I do that. And so many wonderful people stepped up to join us. And Daphne knows who they are.
So first and foremost, we'd really like to give our thanks to the town of Shandaken, Supervisor Stanley, for their cooperation and support of this event. We'd also like to thank the town of Shandaken Police Department. Thank you for being here and giving us a presence of safety and security. We'd also like to thank the Ulster County Sheriff's Department. They have a couple of officers that have been here. We'd like to thank our sponsors. Bread Alone donated cookies for us to sell with proceeds going towards CCE. Drew Andrews, who you saw here earlier. Catskill Mountain Keeper, Rabbi Jonathan Kligler, the Woodstock Jewish congregation, the Zen Mountain Monastery, all of our friends, family, all the volunteers, and all of our allies, everyone who's come here today with your greatest of intentions and support. Let's just keep forging ahead and keep getting the message out there. Black Lives Matter, and let's not let all those lives have been in vain. Let's make sure that we all vote in November and make some real change, make some good trouble. With that, gonna hear some good trouble from these fellas.
Okay, here's Gus Mancini's Sonic Soul Orchestra.
Roberto Eiffel on drums, Peter Head on guitar. What's your name again? Free at Last. Let me get Abraham's, let me see if I get this right, Abraham Azenya. All right. John, I'm 78, you know what I'm saying? So I'm taking advantage of it. John Cocker was, his sound system and everything else beside playing the bass, you know? And Tom DePetris. That was a tough one. And who are you? I have no idea. It only took me 78 years to find that out, but I'm happy I did, you know? Every time I look in the mirror, I goes, who the hell is he? You know, no one answers. Now, Free at Last is a fantastic drummer, so she's going to lead us off with this, and you'll see why.
works fine. This is good.
you so much. We're the Sonic Soul Band. Roberto Eiffel. I get these names. I can't go through this. We're the Sonic Soul Band. I hope you enjoyed it. Be well.